We got the great competition, MLR. Yo, I'm bringing it back domestically, baby. U.S. Rugby News. And we got made MLR announcing its new competition format for 2024. Now, if you guys don't know, we've added a team, we've moved a team, and we've now replaced a team that was there. So we have a new LA franchise, Sands an Atlanta franchise, but gained a Miami franchise for all intents and purposes. And as a result, we're seeing some switches in the way that we're doing the format. And I think it also plays into how we want to see the money get done. Now, we know first and foremost, MLR is now breaking up from 2 divisions, West and the East, to now 3, which clearly is time zones and not so much just like, oh, we just want to separate it. So we got the West Division with Los Angeles, San Diego Legions, Seattle Seawolves, and the Utah Warriors. We have the Central Division that's going to be carrying Chicago Hounds, Dallas Jackals, NOLA Gold, Houston Sabercats. Oh, we're taking the Louisiana Purchase route. And then lastly, we got the East Side, which is going to be the Toronto Arrows, New England Free Jack. I'm sorry, the current MLR champion, New England Free Jacks, the New York Ironworkers, Old Glory DC, and of course the newly acquired or newly created Miami Sharks. And I think this is actually great. We got 5 in the East Side, so I know that's going to be a little bit of a track offset. But I mean, it is what it is. It's part of the growth. It was going to have an uneven until you can find 2 more teams to be able to put in. And I think there's been obviously talks to be able to get teams in Tennessee. There's talks about teams. Man, I forgot. There's one other place that is supposed to be. I can't remember what other place, but I know that they are in talks to be able to get these teams over into these places. So to see what they could possibly do, obviously, I can live with the 3 divisions. I just love the fact that we're talking time zones. Now, I know there were some people that I saw in some of the internet conversations that talked about the fact that, like, why would they split it into these zones? Why make it, more difficult for a team like, I mean, honestly, there's not really a difficulty to this, like shifting Chicago maybe over more west or something like that and just do east and west versus adding to central. And for me, I'm a strong believer that, yeah, keep it into central time zones. 1, it's easier for travel, especially if these are the games that you're going to do the most. And 2, it makes it easier for them to actually create levels as to when these games are going to get played so that you don't have what happened last year, especially during the playoffs, these stupid crossover moments where 2 games are playing at the exact same time. You don't want that to happen. It creates horrible, horrible situation with your viewing numbers. Now, the interesting part that changes with this is the season format, all right? Season format is going to go as such. Each team plays every other team at least once. So we got a 16-game schedule that we have coming in. 16-game season. Teams will play 8 homes, 8 away matches. And, of course, as you know, we clearly have 8 plus 5, 14 teams coming into this. I did that right? 13 teams. Sorry. Yeah, 13 teams. So each team will then play every other team in their division twice. The West and Central Division teams will play one other Central and West Division team twice. So basically, those 2 are tying in with one of those crossover games going twice. And then, of course, like I said, this is a 16-game format with 8 and 8. All right, which I think is fair. It's not too much struggle on the players. I think it's a lot more probably cost effective as well as it is within the time zone of watching it for the players, for the audience. And then lastly, we want to talk the postseason format, which I'm actually really for. This feels very fantasy football, by the way. So we're looking like we're going to be having an 8-seed postseason format, which that means we're legitimately doubling the number of seeds that we have available. We're going to have division winners of each division get automatic bid. So obviously Division 1 gets the top bidding. The highest record of divisional player gets a top seed. Then obviously 2 and 3 seeds get automated in. So top seed plays 8. The 3rd seed plays the 6th seed, and the 2nd seed plays the 7th seed. which, again, legit. Only one that doesn't get an automatic bid is the 4th and the 5th seed. So if you're middle of the tier, you're doing work, but I think you got a little bit of a break. And then from there, it gets broken down into the semifinals and then into the finals for whatever it is going to be there. And then obviously, and those will be based off of league standing. So pretty standard for how it is. I'm actually really happy that they're doing this. I think more games in this format is better. Hopefully that learning from the championship game in Chicago also lets them know about putting more emphasis on the entertainment that goes into these playoff games, and hopefully not just the championship games, especially in this first year of the quarterfinals being this increased. And obviously that should be something that you can be able to pay out for if you're talking about from a structure that is far more, what's the word I'm looking for? Far more marketable, to say the least. So I'm really happy for what they're trying to do on this one. Last year, we know if you paid attention, there's a lot of controversies going on in terms of how the fee structure and if the MLR can hold. But I think that this is one way that we're going to be able to see at least some upward incline for this format, and see what this Miami Sharks team, because now anybody can still get into it. Whenever you have only 5 teams that can't make it into the playoffs, that's significant. That's really significant, man. I love that. I love that. Better than the 4 that would only be allowed and then broken down into its or so and so semifinals. Just didn't feel as heavy. So good deal for this one, and also can last a lot longer. Like I said, let me know what you guys think about this. I want to know your thoughts. I want to know your feelings. I want to know how it's getting down for you guys.